Hi, I'm Bob Downing from Phoenix, Arizona. Recently, my nieces and my nephews and some of our friends dubbed me Uncle Bobby because they love to listen to some of the stories and tales that have happened to me through my lifetime and that are currently happening to me now. About 10 years ago, my wife and I had to face a tough decision, many of those which you're going to have to wrestle with. What do you do once you retire? Do you stay where you've lived for a long time after you've retired? Or do you move closer to the kids and grandkids? Or do you decide to just start all over again from the very beginning? Well, we decided to start all over again. We moved to Arizona, where the sun shines 320 days a year. So every morning when you get up, it's bright and sunny. You got a great disposition. There's not a cloud in the sky. And it hardly ever rains here, which means very few activities will be canceled. Well, here at this 55 and over gated community, which is an active adult community that we moved into, everybody's in the same boat. They're all trying to make new friends. There are so many activities and clubs to choose from, it's unbelievable. So to remind you when you were younger and you went to summer camp, whether it was for 1 week or 8 weeks, there's something to do from 6 in the morning to 6 at night. Well, one of the activities I got involved with was senior softball. Now I know we've all played baseball and softball growing up, but senior softball is just a little bit different. It's got a couple of different rules that we're not used to. For example, there's not one, but there's two first bases. One's for the first baseman and one's for the runner. That way you never step on each other's foot or trip over their legs. Two, the home plate is only for the catcher. So when the ball comes in, the catcher just touches the home plate. The runner has got a chalk line that goes from home plate to the backstop that he has to run across that. And there is absolutely no sliding allowed in senior softball. Now here we have 8 teams, roughly 100 guys in their 60s and 70s. That's guys and gals in their 60s and 70s. And you got to put teams together so you have a draft. Well, one of the most important things in a draft is getting guys on your team that can run and that are really quick. You may ask why. Well, we have a couple other rules. One, that's having to do with runners. The first rule is if you're a batter, you can hit the ball and run for yourself to first base. The second one is you can hit the ball, run to the first base, and then get a runner to run for you because you're out of breath. And 3, you can have a runner run from you from home plate. All you have to do is stay in the batter's box after you hit. Well, over the last couple of years, I've fallen into all 3 categories. Well, you're probably wondering what happened to me here, how this injury came about, because senior softball can be dangerous. Well, I was in category 1. I hit a ball that almost went over the fence, hit the top of it and came back in. Now, if that had been when we were younger, that'd probably be an in-the-park home run or maybe all the way to third. I barely made it to second. When I got there, I was out of breath, lightheaded, had to catch my breath. Second baseman congratulated me because in senior softball, everybody congratulates everybody, whether you're on your team or the opposing team. Well, the next guy hit a ground ball into the outfield and I took off. I got that engine fired up and I was going toward third. And I started slowing down coming into third, and the third base coach said, "Head on home, Uncle Bobby, head on home." Well, I had to get that big engine started again, and I fired it up and started heading home. Well, the heart and the mind tell you you're doing about 90 miles an hour. Unfortunately, the body tells you you're doing about 2. Well, as I got closer to that line that I had to cross, the wheels just didn't seem to run quite as fast as they used to. So I did a nose plant, dead face on my nose. But I was only about 3 or 4 feet from the line, so I tried to crawl across the line to score. Well, in most softball and baseball teams, only the worst player is the catcher. Well, the ball that went to the outfield came into second base, that went to the pitcher. He fired it into the catcher. Fortunately for me, the catcher missed it and ran to the backstop, and I crossed home, scored a run. Unfortunately, our team didn't win that day, but it didn't matter because it's all about camaraderie, good friends on both sides of the team, and probably going afterwards catching a cold beer. So that's about all the softball, but if I get a chance, I'd like to talk to you next time about our senior trip to Club Med in the Mediterranean when I tried to learn to fly on a high trapeze. 6'6", 280 pounds. It was a sight to behold. So, hope to see you next time. So here, it's Uncle Bobby signing off.